Has someone ever challenged you to something that they didn't know you are an expert at? If so, how did it turn out for you?
My old landlord tried to screw me over on our security deposit when we moved out after 10 years. Put a ton of questionable stuff on the bill, missed the window for providing receipts by a few days, and only had quotes for work that he never eventually got done. I'm not a lawyer, but my work life is all focused on telecom regulation and contracts. I also have a degree in history with a focus on legal history in some areas. So it was easy enough to get a basic handle on the state and local laws around this stuff as well as pull up case law. We had a couple back and forth interactions over email when I finally responded with each place where he fucked up, giving him detailed references to the laws in question and how they'd been interpreted by local courts. Also pointed out that some of the things he was doing were pretty clearly being done in bad faith, and that if I was able to demonstrate that in small claims court where he can't bring a lawyer, he'd potentially be liable for triple damages. He emailed me back the next day saying he just wanted to move on and not pursue the claims anymore. Stupid thing is, this was all over a couple $1,000s. He ended up selling the place for about $1.3 million, which was a nice $900,000 increase from when he bought the place in the 90s. Someone at a bar bet me there were only 30 days in a particular month. $20 if I could prove them wrong right then, pre-cellphone days. I was born on the 31st of that month, showed them my driver's license. Chess. I'm a chess master. I think when people hear that, they're like, oh, he's really good at chess, but what it means is that I've played in international tournaments and beaten other masters, and some governing body has given me a title. Anyway, I get challenged a lot by friends who think they're pretty good. What they don't realize is that your average pretty good player is getting destroyed by your average tournament player. And your average tournament player is getting destroyed by a master. I was a competitive swimmer for 14 years, including 4 years of NCAA, but I'm on the shorter side so people don't assume I was any good. Was at a friend's house on a lake one summer, and a macho guy challenged me to race to a buoy in the middle of the lake, to prove something, I guess. The lake is deceptively large, about a half-mile across, so I warned him that if he isn't a strong swimmer it could be dangerous. He was running out of gas after about 2 minutes, so I offered to let him off the hook, but he insisted he would finish. I went to the buoy and was swimming back when I found him floundering, so I lifeguard swam him back to the house. His ego took a deserved hit that day. My landlord tried blaming me for damage to the kitchen cabinets but didn't know that I am in construction and am very familiar with home building codes. They placed the cabinets too close to the stove and the glue that held the laminate had melted. A neighbor on my block in Brooklyn challenged me to a pizza bake-off. I recently catered pizza for my daughter's school and word got around the neighborhood my pizza was pretty darn good. My first thought was, this guy is a Brooklyn native, my pizza will be shite compared to his. But there was something about him bragging that I couldn't resist the challenge. He talked up how pizza was in his blood, how his dad ran the pizza place around the corner years ago. I remained silent and let my skills answer for themselves. I got a buddy to let us use one of Baker's Pride ovens at his restaurant. We even had total strangers try our pizzas. Every last person chose my pizza over his. I never mentioned to him that I've worked in pizza places almost every day for the last 30 years. I never mentioned that when I'm not working at a pizza place I'm making pizzas at home at least once every 2 days. I never mentioned that at 9 years old I knew that I wanted to be a pizza man. Here I am 45 and getting ready to start my own pizza business. My uncle challenged Jack Nicklaus to a golf game in college, without a clue. The humiliation burns him to this day. Not me but my brother and best friend. We were in Baltimore for a baseball weekend in 2009 and hanging out at a bar across from Camden Yards. They had a Silver Strike bowling video game. At our local bar back in Boston we had one as well. I'm decent at the game but my brother and buddy were fucking amazing at this game. Bowling 300 games and whatnot. So 2 dudes are playing this game and drinking. We ask them if we can play when they're done. They ask if we want to play them. We said sure. My brother and buddy destroy these guys. Like it wasn't even close. These dudes said it was a fluke and they wanted a rematch, but this time for a round of beers. Again, Annihilation City. But they kept wanting to play, to eventually win a game. No lie, after 13 rounds of beers they finally gave up. They were great guys. We saw them the next day at the same bar and they walked up to us with beers in hand already and said, rematch. To this day we still hang out with them whenever we go to Baltimore. And to this day, they have never won. When working as a teacher I beat a lot of students in Pokémon battles, cause they didn't think of me being like 15 years ahead of them in fighting experience. Noobs. Yeah, my friend's 8-year-old son was trying to challenge to smash all the time on the Switch. When I finally agreed, my friend leaned over and said, "Don't take it easy on him," and I destroyed him with young Link in the pink outfit. I don't even think he got a hit in once in 3 stock. I truly believe video game smackdowns are a good parenting tactic. Not a physical challenge, but I sell building materials for a living, think Home Depot, but for guys that build skyscrapers and stadiums. There has been many occasions where an old man with zero construction knowledge tries to lecture me on what I do for a living.